Hi everybody!
I'm Janice.
I'm James.
And we're Unstable Culture. Today is our Tuesday check-in video. Like always.
Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff.
Yeah. Since we are a mental health channel, we do talk about our conditions of dissociative identity disorder and James's
schizoaffective or schizophrenia, whatever term you want to use.
And so we do talk about that on our check-ins and how we have within the past week dealt with any kind of episodes that we have had. And this is what our Tuesday check-in videos are. And do you want to go?
My brain is completely... The only thing I can think of right now that's annoying me or anything right now is just the whole YouTube situation. Our Fun Friday video has officially been blocked twice, thanks to YouTube and their algorithm. Yeah, it's Beat Saber, it is the Linkin Park tracks, which multiple people have already put those out already, you know, not just us, and we are both times we've tried to upload it, it has been blocked for copyright, which, yeah, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever, because multiple people have already been putting those out, and their videos are fine. So we're reaching out to YouTube to try to find out what's going on. It's, yeah. We are going to go ahead and put that on our Facebook page, or not our website. Our website into two parts. So you guys can check that out on there when we get that uploaded tonight. Or yeah, should be uploaded by the time this video posts, right?
Yeah, I'm hoping so. Just going through and making sure that I don't cut right in the middle of a song.
Yeah, that would be kind of weird. But yeah, so that's, yeah, there's that. I mean, there's some family stuff going on at home right now that's...
We're trying to prepare for and get ready for. Like we said last week, his mom's going to be going into surgery for her hip, and we're just kind of preparing and getting things ready where we would be doing quite a bit of stuff to help out.
So yeah, the channel's might be a little hectic for a while next month. You know, near the end of next month, just to give you guys a heads up on that. But it's not just that. There's other things going on here that are causing some stress around the house in regards to that. Just, yeah, people's choices, stuff like that. But I mean, otherwise, I mean, it's not too bad. I'm kind of hoping we still get to do our trip
this
on Friday.
Friday we are planning to go up to Estes Park, which is within basically 3 days away. So we're looking forward for that.
Today's Monday. Oh wait, no, today's Tuesday. Yeah, no, it's Tuesday check-in. Never mind. I don't know what day I'm on. I really have no idea. So yeah, that's going to be on Friday. Yeah, 3 days from now.
Yeah, because we're going to also implement doing some photography shoots, video footage. We did not get the drone that we were thinking about to help us, because one of the things that we had talked about is right now they're up in the mountains. There is quite a bit of fires that's going on, and the way that it's been with the heat, the smoke, we want to make sure that we have some good footage, let alone James wanted to actually be able to practice with the drone before we try to do anything like that.
Yeah, I want to have I don't want to have just a couple days of flight time with the drone before I go, up in the mountains. The winds of the mountains can be very unpredictable. I don't want to have a situation where the drone gets pulled away by the wind and everything like that, and not have the experience to know what to do with about it, or understand how the drone's going to react. So yeah, that's one thing. Just I want to make sure I have enough time with it before, and so we're going to go ahead and wait to get that probably next month, and then we'll start and get some time. Once I get some time under that and everything like that, we'll start incorporating that into some of our trip videos and stuff like that. Because we're just wanting to make sure we're doing this right. I don't want to it's a $500 drone. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose it, and I don't want to break it on our first outing. So flying around the backyard, stuff like that, that's kind of what I'm going to be limiting myself to until I get more accustomed to how it acts and how it controls and how sensitive it is and all that. So,
and there's a trail that would be nearby that we could also take it out to and practice and get some footage of that little trail area. That's not too far from where we're at.
Yeah, no, we live in Colorado, obviously, so there's always some open space or something, that we can, we can do that in. So, yay, fun. Yeah.
Last week was a little bit kind of rough. Like last Tuesday's check-in video, me and James did kind of sit down and talk a little bit in regards with his condition, and a few days later ended up talking about my condition and how the girls, I will just say right out, the girls want to have more say and voice for me. And one of the things that me and the girls had talked about is that they want to be able to voice out loud, because since COVID had happened and all of the lockdown, and we've not been going out really, and before COVID I was driving for Uber, and when I didn't have a passenger in the car, me and my other personalities would be able to communicate with each other out loud. And since COVID had happened, we've stopped doing that. I've not talked to them, just only within my head, which has caused me to have some headaches and process and lapse of memory of things that does go on, and not knowing which day it is and everything like that, because we're not communicating like we used to when I was driving for Uber. And it is kind of hard, and when we don't have a vehicle, and let alone the situation with COVID and not many drivers are out and about, and not much work per se, but trying to find a vehicle to use and everything like that has also made it hard, and we have no place to park the car and everything. But from there, me and I'll say my girls had talked about it, and James even came up with an idea for me and the girls to talk and let their frustration out and vent, which put on a pair of headphones, go out, maybe do a little bit of walk or so, and talk with the girls so that they can have their conversation and voice out how they're feeling, since they've also been feeling like they've been trapped and not been able to really come out much.
I really don't have a whole lot to say. We had a conversation after we shot our video last week, and just a lot of stuff, going on in my head, obviously. I don't really, like I've said before, I don't get a break from my situation ever. It's a 24/7 situation for me, and it's just, it sucks. But in regards to our conversation, it went okay. it is what it is in regards to that. It's not like, unfortunately, I mean, um, it's not something that anybody can really, can understand unless they've been through it. But I mean, even other schizophrenics don't go through the same thing I go through. Then, just like I don't go through what they go through. It's that simple. So it's been it's rough just trying to get anybody to understand what's going on, and because I don't know what to do, what anybody can do about it. Trying to be like, oh, you need to do this or you need to do that, or when I'm like this. And for one, I'm used to dealing with this on my own for my entire life. I've been dealing with this on my own, and trying to deal with this with another person around. It's obviously something, it's something new. I mean, yes, we've been together 13 years, but it's not, it's I've always tried to just keep it to myself as best as I can, and try not to let it become too much of a problem. And yeah, unfortunately, ever since I had my psychotic break back in 2016, it just it's become quite the problem, because I don't have, since then, a lot of things we've gone downhill quite a bit in a lot of ways. A lot of things in our lives have changed quite a lot, and it's just been one of those things where trying to deal with it not like I used to. I mean, I can't just go disappear, for a few days or a week or whatever, and handle it on my own and all that, or and try to and all that. I mean, I can't do that. Even with, before COVID, I couldn't do that. Having wife, kids, all that kind of stuff. You have to figure out a different way to deal with that. So it's very much one of those. It's a new experience for me, trying to figure out how to deal with all this. Because I don't know what I could tell anybody, in regards to them. And tell them, well, this is what you need to do, because I don't know what else anybody else can do for me. So it's kind of that, that's the situation there. So, and yeah, you have the situation of what's going on, COVID and other people's decisions and everything like that are affecting everybody else, and everything else going on. It's just, it has been an extra challenge, and that I'm not, I'm trying to handle as best I can, but unfortunately at certain times I'm not handling it that well. And part of, with all of that, also comes down to just, moving back in here. Like I've said before, there was there was something I was going to have to deal with that I haven't dealt with in a long time, and it's been a real struggle dealing with that again. So yeah, that's kind of just been kind of what's been going on. So yeah, I mean, it's just been a struggle. That's all I can really say. I'm trying to do my best to keep it under control and so I don't completely, have a psychotic break, because that's wouldn't be good for anybody.
Yeah, and it's like when actually James was working on the video of the Beat Saber one, where we got the Linkin Park and everything. He started trying to work on the video. He had his headphones, and I said something out loud in regards to what was on the TV at the time, because we were watching YouTube and some of our channels that we like to watch. And he was getting ready to work on the video itself, and I knew he was getting ready to work on the video. He put his headphones in and everything, and I looked up at the TV and saw what the title was with one of our favorite YouTubers that we like to watch. And that did trigger James because he thought I was talking to him, which I wasn't. And
I mean, she was talking out loud, and for me, it's, someone starts talking out loud. My thought is, yeah, I mean, obviously the person's talking to me. When you're only two people in the room, and for me, I've had a real struggle with using my headphones for anything. I bought a pair of headphones because I needed a new pair, and I bought a new pair of headphones, and I've had them since April, was it? And I've probably used them half a dozen times, and not counting like my gaming headphones sitting over here, I've barely used those at all, and it's the feeling of I'm not allowed to use them, because if I put them on, pretty much almost every time I put them on, somebody wants to talk to me or something's going on, and I can't, so I'm not allowed to have them on. So I feel like and to me, I feel like I wasted money, and it's caused a problem. So for me, I was trying to do something that required me to have so I could hear what I was doing, which means I needed to have headphones on. And the second it was literally not even 10 seconds after I put them on, she starts talking, and it caused me to think, great, okay, I guess I can't have them on. Which, when you're trying to sync up audio and video, sync everything together, you kind of have to have that. And that was yeah. So yeah, I mean.
And it wasn't the case that I was talking to him, but it was more of the case of the way it made him feel when he heard me through his headphones, when I was repeating just what the title was of for the video. And it is hard to tell him that it was okay for him to wear his headphones. And so it took him a little bit to calm down. And
yeah, it was several hours. It was 3 or 4 hours later before I finally got to try to put them on and try to do it. And yeah, because I mean, it's just, yeah, because every time I put those headphones on, I've basically had to take them off almost right away because somebody wants to talk to me, so I mean, spent some money on some headphones because I wanted some, I needed new ones, and I wanted some nice ones, and unfortunately, I feel like I wasted money doing it because I'm just, I don't get to use them.
And the other thing too that usually tends to help James out was also listening to music, and since he's not been listening to music with his headphones.
I don't listen to music, period. I haven't been listening to any music, honestly. And yeah, just sit there and watch her get to put her headphones on and everything like that and zone out from everything going on. Yeah, it's made me feel like I've wasted money because I'm not allowed to do that.
And telling him that he is allowed. I have to keep reiterating it. But sometimes it is harder than it seems to let him know that it is okay, because not only the way that he feels, but it is also in regards to what else he is hearing at that same time.
Because, as I've said, I don't get a break from my condition at all. I do constantly hear voices, and about 80% of the time I would say I see some hallucination that's berating me and telling me to hurt myself or other things, just telling me how stupid I am or how crappy of a person I am and all that. And yeah, one of the primary hallucinations I have is Janice, another version of her, I guess you could say, that does berate me all the time and tear me down all the time. And it's hard to deal with that because I spend more time with that version than I do with her. And what I mean by that is interacting. And that's one of that kind of leads, unfortunately, into another thing that triggers me. I don't want to say drives me crazy, but it triggers me because Janice has a bad habit of not responding to me when I talk to her, and that really does cause quite the issue because it makes me think that I'm hallucinating her, or I'm hallucinating everything around me, and what's going on is just a delusion. And when I have to repeat myself over and over and over again, it just drives home that thought and that perception of what's going on. So, yeah, it's very much comes down to, as I said, unfortunately I interact more with the other Janice than I do her, and it's hard to, sometimes it's really, when she gets upset, it's basically just, it's hard to just, distinguish whether or not what's going on is real, or or if it's, if I'm just hallucinating at all of it, and I'm locked up somewhere, and and I'm just by myself, and that's why she doesn't answer, because or there's the voices, or there's the hearing, well, she's not going to answer you because you're stupid, she thinks you're dumb, and she doesn't care about you because you're not worth it, and all that kind of stuff going on. And so yeah, that just feeds into the fact that I'm manic depressive, and which just feeds into my schizophrenia, where I have my hallucinations and all that. It's just a big cycle of just pain for me, and yeah, it's all one just crappy situation after another in regards to trying to deal with it, because I know she doesn't really try to do it on purpose, but she does do it where she does ignore me, where I do have to say things 2, 3, 4 times before I get a response, and that really does push me into a bad place, like a really bad place. So yeah, okay.
And in regards for me, when I know with dissociative identity disorder, it is different for everybody that is dealing with that particular condition, and especially for me. The way that I deal with mine, and the way that things tend to happen for me is, James calls it zoning out, but I'm inside my head where I'm trying to communicate with my other personalities, and within that I tend to, when one of them or a lot of them are wanting to talk and try to voice at the same time, I tend to zone out and completely just stare randomly at whatever direction I'm looking at.
But you do have to admit, hon, you're not doing that all the time, and you do this to me all the time. You have to admit that. There are times when you just zone out and don't listen to anything that's going on around you, and it's not because you're talking to them, because you didn't start talking to them until, it's only been a year, it's almost 2 years, and we've been together for 13 years, and you've been doing this the entire time. So, you do at least got to admit that it's not just your condition that causes you to do that.
From what I have been told is, it's me going into a trance state when one of them's trying to take over, and That I don't know for sure if it's entirely true, but that is what my therapist has told me. But then again, as James feels is with me zoning out, I'm not trying to do it intentionally
I'm hoping you're not doing it intentionally, but
No.
I don't know because 13 years of me having to repeat myself almost every time I ask you a question.
It's not intentional.
It's hard to tell because you do it almost every time you do. I don't want to I'm not trying to get in an argument, but it's just, you do this almost every day to me.
And it's not that I'm trying to do it purposely. It's because for me, when I start getting stressed out and my anxiety does get high, that is when my other personalities want to take control to help me get past whatever situation I'm going through at that moment. And that sometimes does cause me to zone out. And then there is times when I zone out because there's so much things that's going on inside my head that I'm trying to sort out and try to figure out, for one. And within the household, yes, the stress level has been very high in regards to choices that are being made, and sometimes completely feeling that I've been not doing anything around the house, which has been brought up that don't do enough. But that's
not by the people that matter.
Not by the people that matter. That is true. But in regards, the stress level doesn't help us, and we've not been working on much of our coping skills except for trying our best to talk to each other and try to get through with whatever is going on. But from there, it does get a little bit hard, and as James said, yes, I have been doing it for years, but also without realizing too, it was also part of my condition, and sometimes it is hard to break away from something that you're so used to for so many years of dealing with the stress and anxiety. And sometimes when I talk about it, it makes me sound like I am making excuses, and that's what it comes off, is that it's an excuse. My condition is an excuse, and
that's your mother talking.
It's not really that. It's honestly how I really feel. Because, yeah, I've not dealt with having dissociative identity disorder for that long. Found out at the end of 2017, and going on, it is 2020 now, and trying to work through and understand my condition has been hard, especially times like this where it's hard to go out and talk to my therapist or anything like that. And so from there, yeah, it is hard, especially when for James, he's not been able to
do really anything that makes me okay. Because honestly, the only thing I have right now that I don't get flack about is listening to music. But I haven't listened to music
for quite some time.
I don't remember when was the last time I actually got to sit down and just enjoy music. So,
but yeah, we're trying to work on doing things that will help us. One of the things that we're trying to get into is doing photography and doing some cool stuff with photography.
just a little hard when you really can't go anywhere, when you're kind of stuck at the house and all that kind of stuff. I mean, yeah, there's some stuff we can do, but we're also limited in regards to what we can do at the house, and all that, because yeah, we are kind of an on-call situation, which is what it is, but you know, not much I can do to try to do that. And you add the heat into everything, which just makes everything horrible. It just, yeah.
And yeah, as we were told, is just go ahead, write down what days we want to go and do something. But
that doesn't work when
we do want to do certain things, and constantly, I know for me personally, feeling that if we went ahead and did this, what kind of flack are we going to get when we get back? Because I feel that we're not allowed to go anywhere at all, because we were brought here to help out, which is not really the case. It's when COVID happened, yes, we needed a place because we were losing our jobs, and we also had an agreement that if we didn't move in, that we would also help out, and we have done our fair share of helping out.
We're just unfortunately having to take over responsibilities that somebody else said that they were going to do, and don't. So yeah, it's the feeling of not allowed to go, and not having our own vehicle makes it even harder, because we have to rely on somebody else's vehicle, and that's an extra feeling of, well, say we do take that person's vehicle, well, since the communication from some of the people in the house aren't that great, so we don't. So say we do take that person's vehicle, and then they get upset because we took the vehicle, and that's just. So yeah, we're hoping to get to go to Estes on Friday. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I'd like it to happen, but I really don't know. Yeah.
But but that is what we've got to say for right now. In regards of anything upcoming, we've got some unboxing videos that we are going to be doing. Apparently got a statue from Sideshow.
We got some stuff from Sideshow that came in that we need to unbox. We've got 3 boxes, so
we've got that. One of the things of the unboxing is also last week, when trying to work on getting more capturing video for my review, my PlayStation started acting up really bad.
It was our launch console we've had for almost 7 years.
And so we had to go and get a new one, and did an unboxing of that, and setting up the area video as well. Be working on those videos, and then again, I feel like I'm dropping the ball on all of the other videos that I've talked about. But those are soon on the way, and hoping that I can get them in pretty soon. So, but if you have any comments or suggestions of anything that you guys would like to know or see, let us know in the comments below. Go ahead, if you are new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe and like, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.